All right, folks, we're 1 hour away. I know that because I just got an alarm about that very thing. Anyway, we're 1 hour away from the big game. Texas A&M, Tennessee for the national championship series, 2 out of 3. Just, God, it feels good to say that. We've got a game coming up for the national championship. That just, man, I mean, that's a big deal, folks. That is a big, big deal. I mean, that
Roadhouse.
Yeah, that's Roadhouse material right there. Man, this is exciting. We knew Tennessee was a very good team and they had a chance to win a national championship this year, but baseball is very fickle, and we had that team in 2022, and they didn't even get to the College World Series, and I've never seen a team that talented ever. And Texas is a very talented team as well that we're getting ready to go up against, and we're going to talk about them here in a minute. I did not realize – I knew that we played them back in the SEC. I had a memory of that, but I didn't know we'd actually played this exact game. And we'll show that here in just a moment. But that actually surprised me. But we need to celebrate and enjoy the fact that we are now in Omaha.
Double our investment in Omaha.
Omaha!
Omaha? Omaha! Omaha!
Or
That's right. Peyton Manning couldn't say it better. Omaha, baby. And I got my lucky chain and my lucky tee and my lucky. It's all lucky. So hopefully it's worked out great this year. Every time I've worn that, we've won. Even that Friday game against FSU, which was a miracle. Down 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs and 2 strikes. And we get hit after hit after hit and end up scoring 4 runs and win the ball game, which didn't go over too well with the FSU folks, as you recall. But they were, let's just say they were a few of them, not all of them. A few of them were crying about it.
Are you crying?
no.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
Why don't you leave her alone, Jimmy?
Oh, you zip it, Doris.
Now, again, not all the FS, just a few of them, and I showed you that multiple times. Anyway, this is going to be it doesn't get much more exciting than this, folks. I know y'all are pumped. All right, I'm going to show you what I was talking about. We've played this game before this year. I know we've only played Texas A&M one time this year, but let me show you this. All right, this, if you look, wait a minute. Darn it. Yeah, this is Ryan Prager. He's the guy that's going to be starting tonight, and we played them back, let's see, when was the date of this game? Yeah, this was in the SEC championship, not the actual championship, but we were in the SEC tournament. And right here in pitching, Ryan Prager, he pitched 2.1 innings, so 7 outs. He had 3 hits on him, 1 earned run. He also had 2 bases on balls and 2 strikeouts. And then they pulled him and they put in Perry Brock, another good pitcher. He went 1.1 innings or 4 outs. No hits, but he had 3 bases on balls. So they had 5 walks in the first 3 innings or 4 innings against us. And that was a real problem for us, for them. And we ended up scoring 7 runs. And then we had our very starter, which is Chris Stamos right here. And he pitched 3.1 innings and gave up 1 run, 1 earned run. He had 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. And then A.J. Causey came in, and he pitched the heart of the game for 4 innings. He had 5 hits. They got 2 runs on him. And then Kirby Cannell came in and closed, and he pitched almost 2 innings, and he gave up 1 run with 3 hits. And they scored 4 runs. So we beat them 7-4, and this is the exact lineup, exact starters, everything that's happening tonight. So I thought that was extremely interesting, because we've had this exact game. Now, granted, I can't guarantee it's going to go that way tonight. But anyway, I know there's been some questions of whether or not you would start Stamos, but he's already beaten this team this year. So it would make a lot of sense to just do what you've already done. And I don't see Tony V changing anything. Now, granted, if he struggles in the first inning, they'll just put in Causey pretty quickly. Because look, this 9 innings, man, that can be that can be an eternity. And they've got good pitching. They're hitting. Gosh, I'll tell you what, I got to give Texas A&M credit. They have done really well, and they've had some devastating losses. I'm talking about injuries. They've lost their best hitter and their best pitcher. And they've also got 2 or 3 guys that are really banged up. Their second best hitter's got a hamstring problem. He's going to be a little bit limited. I don't know if they're going to use him in the designated hitter deal or just have him out in the outfield like he normally would be. But that can be a problem. And they've also, I think their catcher's dealing with some problems with his knee. So they've had the real injury bug. Of course, we lost probably our best pitcher early in the season, and now he's getting Tommy John surgery. So look, man, it's baseball. You're going to have people get hurt. When you throw the ball 100 miles an hour, it's real easy to mess up your shoulder or your arm. It's just a fact. And those guys, when they're running those bases or running the outfield, I mean, you've seen 2 of our guys darn near get their head taken off running into the wall, which was Tears for Fears, and then the other fellow there that hurt his shoulder, although I think he's going to play tonight. So it's a dangerous sport. You know, it's not like it's not as dangerous as football, but the problem is you go really hard for a short period of time for just that split second or 2, and that's when you can really get hurt. And granted, these guys are young and, you know, they're flexible, et cetera, but still, you know, again, you throw a ball 100 miles an hour. Try that. I mean, basically, the reason those guys got to have 5 days off after they throw is because their arm has basically been injured. You know, they ice them down as if they'd had an injury, and it's hard on them. So it's man, I'm telling you, the stakes could not be any higher, folks. This is like the playoff in football. I mean, it's just exactly what it is. We're like Alabama and they're Georgia or whatever. Only now it's Tennessee and Texas A&M when it comes to baseball. And, man, everybody's watching baseball now. It has become so popular. Of course, Tennessee is expanding their stadium. They're going to have over 8,000 seats next year, and they're selling out every game. And there were tickets during the SEC tournament that were going for $400 a piece. That blows my mind. When I was at UT in the 1980s, you know, I remember going over there and there was a few hundred people watching. That's just kind of how it was. Nowadays, that never happens. This is it's a hot ticket, to say the least. All right, let's get into some comments here, folks. See what we got. Stingray, I see you're here. Yeah, center field. Is that where you think he's the guy with the hammy? Let's see who else we got in. Brian. Brian's sending me some bucks here. Ready to hear. Man, I hope so. I hope so. Gosh, we need to win this. Thank you for that, by the way. I appreciate whenever y'all say, I really appreciate that, because I do try to work hard on these videos and try to bring you something good, and it always makes me feel good. Yeah, Roadhouse. Keg. The Django. Let's see, must be 51 must be in here. Rustastic, Eric. See, they're slim. Oh, of course I got the bling on, dude. The Mr. T starter kit. Absolutely. I pity the fool. Let's see. I should have put that in there. Dang it. I should have had a video clip of that. I pity the fool. Let's see. I don't know who all I'm missing. Let's see who else is in here. Oh, man. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not terribly nervous. It's just this team has just been so good. It's like I'm kind of getting accustomed to the stress level because we've been on it really since the SEC tournament. You know, I was feeling that tournament was important to me, and we won it, which was great. And then every game in the College World Series and in this region and the Super Region has been very stressful. And for Texas, even with their injuries, they have not lost a game except for the last game against Tennessee in the SEC tournament. That's the last time they lost a ball game. Last time we lost a ball game was the Evansville game, and then we came back and beat them 12-1. So Let's see who else we got in here. From Indiana, sitting at camp. All right, Jackie Turner, you're from Indiana, sitting at a campground, hoping my Wi-Fi doesn't give out on you. I totally understand that. I watched our last game against FSU on the golf course with my cell phone, and I was like, man. And I charged that phone. I was like, holy crap, I can't have this thing go dead on me. And we made a 20-foot birdie putt at the same time that we won the game. And we were yelling and screaming. Everybody thought it was over the 20-footer. It was not. We were excited about winning that dadgum game against FSU because they were looking for revenge. We had beaten them that Friday night in that miracle comeback, and believe me, they were wanting some revenge bad. Yeah, I hope you're right. It should be a great game. This is an offensive powerhouse versus a pitching powerhouse. And A&M's they're a little bit injured. They're not at full force, but they've won every game since that happened. Since they've had all these injuries, they've won every game, with the exception of the game against us. And some of those injuries happened in between then. Let's see. Yeah, let's go. Jeez, I tell you. Yeah, I know. Yeah, everybody's nervous and excited. Absolutely. You got to be. And that's the beauty of it. 8-4. I'll take that right now. Be very happy with that. I would take 5-4 at this point and be very happy. We're going to have to score some runs, and we need, they're going to try to keep this a low-scoring game. They want to win 4-2, 3-1, something like that. That's what they're going for. They'll try to small ball us a little bit. They'll definitely try to steal bases. So our catcher, who's got a great arm, hopefully he can keep them under control and keep them. Especially, I tell you what, if you're Texas A&M, be careful. Be careful, because he loves to throw it behind you to that first base, and we've watched him pick off 2 guys in critical times. Jackpot, 11.5 runs. Geez. I'm going to take, let's see, it was 7-4 last time. You would think the money would be on under. And the wind's been blowing in. FSU fans have to say now, and not much. They were very quiet. It definitely quieted them down there. They didn't have a whole lot. Thank you for the $5, Sanders. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. No, they're not saying a word. No, I played you that. I guess I should have played the clip, but I've played that clip so much, I don't want to wear out Renegade too much. That website down there that does the YouTube channel, I've shown it a couple of times. I've kind of given them a lot of grief, but, not in a mean way. Brian, thank you. I appreciate that. Mr. Stanley, that's very nice. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's Kangaroo Black. How you doing, man? Says, I hate everything about it. We hopefully will. You don't hate. You probably do hate Tennessee. Well, hell, what do you expect us to do with your dadgum Alabama Crimson Tide? We'll see what happens with the Crimson Tide, folks. They've got Kalen DeBoer, who the problem with DeBoer is he's won everywhere he's been. So it's hard to bet against him, but he's not Nick Saban. There's no Nick Saban. So there's only been one of them. So we'll see how that goes. Uh-oh, wait a minute, missed it. American Patriot. I appreciate that, Patriot. Nice royal flush you got there. That's kind of you. Let's see. Go Big Orange. Absolutely. Man, we got a bunch of people watching. Got YouTubers watching. This. I'll tell you what, baseball's changed a lot. It's become a big deal. Like I said, when I was at UT, it was not. I'll just go ahead and, it just wasn't. The last several years, it's become a very big deal. And of course, LSU went in last year, and that whole deal with that crazy pitcher they had that threw it 103 miles per hour. It just keeps going. It just keeps going and getting more popular. And Tony V, we need to lock him into an extended contract. There was rumors that Texas was going to try to throw a lot of money at him. But I don't think that's going to impress Tony. He's not huge on that. We use NIL, but he made it very clear. He said, if you're looking to come to UT for NIL, and that's your main purpose. He said, don't bother. He said, don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. He said he wants guys that want to play. So that makes sense. Let's see. Well, they're not going to pay him like they would a basketball or a football player, but he'll probably be I'm sure he'll be the number one highest paid baseball coach in the country. He'll have to be. And I'm not sure what he makes right now. I'm sure he's well compensated, but Danny White's going to just jump in there and take care of that. No problem at all. Let's see. Yeah, I understand. I understand being nervous. I do. But look, folks, we've got a good team. Okay. I mean, we just do. We've got a chance to win 60 games. And by the way, Texas A&M's won 52 games this year. So don't think for a minute that they're in over their head. They're good. And they're on a real winning streak right now. So it's number one, and it's number one versus number 4. Okay. I mean, the College World Series, this worked out perfect for them. It really did. And the nice thing about it, rather than it being Tennessee versus like a Vanderbilt or something, for when it comes to ESPN, the perfect thing is to have Texas. You got that whole area of Texas watching. Then you've got the whole Southeast. You got Tennessee. It's this worked out beautiful for them. It really did. I mean, a lot of people watch Tennessee. A lot of people watch the Texas teams. So I would think the ratings should be through the roof for baseball. If we had Caitlin Clark out there, it'd really have some ratings. Let's see. Yeah, I'm excited about it. Let's see. I know what I was going to do. Yeah, this is what I'm hoping it is tonight.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry. Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your grave.
Oh, I love it. Love it. Oh, man. Let's see what else we've got in here. I got one more for you. I'm not ready to play it, though. Let's see. Let me get back into the comments here, see what y'all got going on. Think this team ever goes down. Oh, boy. The best team I've ever seen was the 2022 VOLS team. That LSU team was good last year, too. But that 22 team's the best. But here's the thing. They didn't even get out of the region or the super regionals, which that's the thing about baseball. If they win the national title and win 60 games, yeah, they can be mentioned in the best teams ever. They can be mentioned. I don't know if they would be, but, they could have an argument. They could definitely have an argument there. Let's see. I don't know about that. I'm not overconfident. Let's just put it that way. I feel good about the game, especially given the fact that we played this exact game back in the SEC tournament with the exact same starting pitchers. But Stamos, he's been he's not going to – there could be a short hook there, and then you put in Causey. And Causey's a real good pitcher too. Both teams have good pitching. But, if Stamos has trouble at first, he won't be out there very long. But I think we'll score on him because – they've shut down pretty much everybody. They didn't shut us down. And the SEC tournament was, just a few weeks ago? Let's see when that was. Let me get back in here for a minute. Let's see when that was. When was the SEC tournament? This was just like a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? May 23rd. Well, okay, it was a month ago. It was like 4 weeks ago. So it's not like this was forever ago. 4 weeks ago, we played this exact game. And they've lost a couple of really good players during that time, which that's unfortunate. I'd like to see them at full. I would like to see us at absolute full strength and them at absolute full strength. That's ideal, but you never get that in sports. You get to the end of the season, you're going to have people hurt. There's just no way around it, even in baseball, basketball, whatever. Now, football, it definitely happens. And I'm hoping that the big thing you need to have happen in football is have everybody stay, your best players, your quarterback especially, and your wide receivers, all that. Edge rushers, you want them to stay healthy as you can, but it's so difficult. And by the way, we picked up a good player today, House. I actually had a clip of that, but I lost it somehow. And he was ranked anywhere from a 3 to a 4-star, but dadgum, everybody wanted him. I mean, everybody wanted this kid out of North Carolina. And that surprised me. So he must have huge upside to him. Because if Georgia and Alabama wanted him, you want that guy. That's for sure, because they don't make a ton of offers. They just don't, because they don't need to. Let's see here. Tennessee will be doing the third extra game. And that could be the case. Now, if that happens, of course, tomorrow night we're going to throw Beam, and they'll have a good quality pitcher. And then we'll pitch Seacrest in the third game. He'll be on 5 days rest at that point, and that'll be our starting lineup. And both of those guys, Beam and Seacrest, have pitched beautifully. They've really, the last few games have been excellent. So I like our chances with that. Let's see. Chilmont is over at a watch party. He's at a watch party. I just talked to him about 30 minutes ago. Let's see. Slowing us since your teams aren't doing anything. Let's see. Yeah, so no Chilmont tonight for the pregame, but believe me, he'll be doing his part for the VOLS. Let's see. He's over there with Greg, his buddy Greg, and a bunch of them. He might chime in if we happen to win. He did that last time, and so did Greg and a bunch of them. There was about 10 of them in there. They're all smoking cigars and having a big time. Let's see if I missed anybody in here. Yeah. All right, let me show you the last thing here, because I think we're this close. It's going to be like this tonight.
Say when.
Doesn't it feel like that? I mean, it feels that way to me. So, All right, folks, so we got about 30 minutes before the games get started. I'm going to pop off here in just a minute. I just wanted to spend about 20, 25 minutes with you and kind of talk a little bit about this game, and to bring the fact that we've played this exact game not 4 weeks ago. So it's not like this is a team we haven't seen. It's not like it's a team or a pitcher we haven't seen. We've seen this guy. He's a lefty. He's very good. We've seen him. We've had success against him with this very lineup. So that makes me feel a little bit better. That will give Tennessee some confidence. I'll go ahead and tell you, when you've beaten a team with the exact lineup that they've got with the starting pitcher, that gives you some confidence going into the game. You know what to expect. So it's not a guarantee by any stretch, but it's pretty darn exciting.
Roadhouse.
All right, folks, I'm going to sign off here and get ready for the game, get me some wings started and all that good stuff. And I'm wearing everything I can do. I'm doing everything I can do, folks. Doing everything I can do to win this national championship. I'm just thrilled that we're in it, too. I mean, let me just talk to you as a YouTuber. This is fantastic. I mean, it's not only is it fantastic as a Tennessee fan, but as a YouTuber, this is perfect. Well, Alabama and Georgia's had it easy, man. If you're following those teams, you've had it easy. Hopefully our VOLS with Nico and Josh Heupel can get into those that playoff this year. I expect that to happen. And, man, I'm going to be all over that crap. Golly. I want to get in that playoff so bad, because I think we'll be a wild card and we'll be very hard to deal with that offense. Man, oh, man, should be super fun. But anyway, I'm going to sign off. I appreciate y'all showing up, and, man, go VOLS. Here we go. Let's do this thing. Go.